Morning, beautiful ladies.
Good morning. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning, Charlie. Blessings. This is my birth portion, but I think it's your birth portion too, isn't it?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Although our birthdays are a little bit different, the way that it is.
Yeah, but I think it's just enough years apart. Let me, yeah. So
this is pretty awesome because this is seriously, we always joke about this. Charlie and I are always joke. It's not really a joke because we do feel this way, but this truly is our very favorite portion because to us, this is the foundation of all of it. This is where Yeshua is revealed. So I'm just telling you, hold on to your head, grab your tissues right this minute. Go get your tissues. I'm telling you. This is a waterproof mascara day.
I have waterproof mascara on today.
Me too. I was smart.
I don't know if it'll help or not, but
yeah,
wait
it off anyway.
I just want to first of all say welcome to all the ladies who are watching over on Facebook. Welcome. We'll get you invited. You're still welcome to hop in with us over here on Zoom. Come join us around our kitchen table or Zoom table. Come hang out with us, right? We would love to have you come be with us. We are so blessed to have you here. This is the portion. This is a division of the Rooted Cafe Ministries. This is one of our, we love doing this. We've been doing this the longest. This is so fun for us. And I am in Northwest Arkansas with blizzard. It's like a blizzard out here right now. I let me see if I can show you. I don't know if, can you see? Can you guys see see snow?
Yeah, we can.
It's so like crazy. I don't know if you could see it. It is like pouring snow out there. So it's awesome. We have a fire going and it's beautiful out here. Hello, everyone watching on the replay. If you're listening by podcast, Facebook, all the places. Would you say hi to us if you're listening on Facebook or if you're listening to a replay? Many of you may not know that if you're in the Facebook group here, most of you, I'll say most, 90% of you don't know it, or you don't know that you have been added to our portion. It's our free membership in the Rooted Cafe. And if you sign on to the rootedcafe.com, remember KAFE, go up to the top right corner and hit sign in. Use the email that you told us that when you got into this group, use that email. And then you can say, I forgot my password. When you get in there, here's what you should see. You should see the portion you can click on and see all the videos. You can watch all, it's easier to find instead of scrolling through Facebook. It's also great for your friends if you're like, they're not on Facebook, but and they don't want to come on live with Zoom because they're working or they just don't like to do that sort of thing. Then what they can do is they can go in, and if they're not, they can go on in our store and it says memberships. It says the portion. It's free. They just click it. The only reason we put it there, they can put their name, set up their password. They can watch all of the replays there. If you're in there though, would you leave comments in your Facebook if you're watching? We just love to know that you're here. We want to feel like you're watching us live. We do come back and watch them, or at least read the comments. We come back and try to answer you if you have questions. So we're just blessed. I just was asked that, also for those of you who do have that and you're already getting going on that, you can download an app. It's called Kajabi, Kajabi, on your phone or your mobile device. And then when you download it, sign in just like you would sign into the Rooted Cafe into your portion membership. You sign in and put your email and your password. And guess what? You're going to be able to take us with you. You can watch the portion. Also, what's in there we give you is how to study the Bible and Gail does an amazing job going through hermeneutics. It's an amazing little course. It's simple, easy. Anybody can do it. And then Brenda and I do the Blue Letter Bible for Not So Dummies. So we take you through how to use the Blue Letter Bible from a Hebrew perspective and not a Greek perspective, right, Bren?
Yes.
Can you just tell could you mind Brenda just tell her, like, who are we? Like, who is for the new people? Who are we?
Oh my gosh. We are a discipleship program that is worldwide. And we have I know, right? And we are passionate ladies about not giving you a bunch of knowledge. There's lots of knowledge. You can Google anything you want to know. You can Google. But really to wrap our arms around women all over the world and to walk with you through applying the Word of God to your lives and the whole Word of God. And we are delighted to be able to walk with you. And we've been, Charlie, how many years has it been now? 7 years? Is it 7 or 8?
We're going on
7.
8 that we've been doing the portion that we've been teaching the portion live
that we've
every
been teaching
Friday.
the portion. And prior to that, Charlie was pastoring and doing all kinds of wonderful ministry things for years and years and years. And we've both been involved in ministry for a long time. So it's not that we're just little newbies, you know, trying to come up with something new. This is not what we're doing. We're just embracing the women of the world. We want to embrace you. We don't want you to be alone. And we're here to walk it out with you. Do we have all the answers? No, but that's why we have the Holy One. He has all the answers. And all we're doing is gathering together, being in unity, loving everybody, learning how to walk this out together as a community worldwide. And it has been amazing. I learned so much from women, Charlie. I learned so much from the experiences that other women have.
Me too.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been a great ride. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, and the ladies that are here, I was thinking about if you're like, oh, I forget, and I'm always late, you can sign up to get a reminder. If you go up in, someone who cast a post-it in both places in the comments for me, you can get a text reminder. So that's what's really cool. We send out text reminders in the morning. So that way and it has the link. If you want to come in, easy for you just to click the link and take us around the house with you. And you can turn your camera off. You do not have to be camera ready to be with us. So you do not have to be camera ready. You can just hang out with. So Purim, all those names. Event is next week. I can't believe it's coming up, and it's not too late. You can still register. It is free if you're attending live. We do have the recordings available for a small fee that you can grab those. It's going to be amazing. We have Esther showing up, who will be reading her journal from the event to us personally, and then
her personal journal. It has been kept safe all these years.
She looks amazing all these years later.
Seriously.
And we have
got some awesome night cream.
Great. She's slugging.
She's slugging.
Well, shut up. Now we have to tell what that means.
Oh, geez.
So we do have those videos available for you. I really recommend, ladies, that grab some women together, get dressed up, get some fun, dress up like your little princesses, and come in and have cookies and bring ladies over to your house and watch it together. What a great thing. And if you can't watch it Wednesday night, then bring them over Thursday or Friday night, and watch the video. I mean, just have them over, grab onto each other. And as much as we're like, oh, we're virtual ministry, we want you touching each other and getting together. And every day we're one day closer to our sister finder being available. Tiffany is working her little fingers to the bone, trying to get all the connections so that all you have to do is put your name and your city and your state or country, and it'll put a little pin on a map, and then you can click on it and you can see, oh my gosh, there's 5 women near me, and you'll be able to see each other. And so all of you got together to help pay for all the fees that went to that. Thank you for everyone who donated for that.
This is yours. You did this. This is yours. So
this is your mission. And it is so amazing. It is amazing. So get in there. It is too late now, I believe, to get the oil package that did come with the Purim, because Debbie can't get those out to you in time. But we are in the book Vayikra. We started a new book already.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
I know. And you know what's interesting? We say this every year. You can go back and listen to all the other years. They're all in the archives. And
repeat.
And I don't even know what we're going to say different. I don't have any notes. So if that helps you, I have no notes. I'm lying.
Isn't that beautiful though? Really, Charlie?
I have like
4 notes.
Well, I just have like 4. I just have some Hebrew words.
5 notes
down. Because we know this is the book that the Hebrew children start with.
Yes.
This is the book we avoid. Isn't it funny?
So funny.
Did you grow up and did you like raise your children, or even when you were a child, did you go, oh, it's time to start fight? It's hard to start Leviticus now. I can't wait.
Can you wait? Yay. Nope.
Said no one ever.
Mm-hmm.
No,
except
it's the most amazing book.
Yeah. I actually, I got some revelation this week, and mostly this morning as I was coming in and getting my green tea ready and et cetera. I got hit with a revelation about this, that I know that I've had it before, but it was fresh today. So I am on fire in my heart. I am on fire about this. about these 5 chapters of Leviticus, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is amazing, beyond amazing. Charlie, I saw it in a fresh way. And you know, it's like, how does he do that? How good is he? Ladies, today we are going to blow the cobwebs out of your mind. We're going to blow them out. The Holy Spirit's going to do that. We won't, but we're going to help as much as we can. But what we're going to do today is give you the perspective shift that you need. It's just a tiny, tiny, tiny little perspective shift for us to go from that old thing that's done away with, that was people trying to earn their way in, to seeing Messiah, Yeshua, standing before you and calling your name, because that's what's happening in these 5 chapters. Yeshua, Messiah, Jesus, our Lord and Savior, is standing before us, calling, intimately calling, Kara. He's intimately calling our names to come to him. He's asking us to approach him. Come here, honey. That's what he's saying. Come here, sweetheart. Come here, honey. Come here. Come here. That's what's happening in these 5 chapters. And if we will allow our preconceived ideas to be set aside for just a moment, and stop thinking through the mind of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and just listen to what he's saying, we will be blown away. We will be changed. That's why this is the book that starts every little baby Jewish boy between the ages of 2 and 5. They start with this book, because this is what the foundation is forever. It's beautiful.
And he's calling.
And
I think I looked, and I was looking at what I wrote down we're in obviously Leviticus 1:1 through 5:26. Mine, some Bibles are 6:7. It depends on which translation you're in. 1 Samuel 15:1 through 34. Is it 15 or is it 1? Someone double check that for me. I think it's 15. Let me check. Now it's going to make me crazy. 1 Samuel 15:1 through 34, and then Matthew 5:23 through 30. Is where we're at on that. I probably could cut and paste that on something, but
somebody else could do that.
Yeah, someone do that.
Millie, you feel like it? You feel like doing that for us today, sis?
I actually went crazy and just did it. So there we go. Because that's how I am.
You're so fast. It would have taken me in 15 minutes. I'd get to the point where I could.
All right. So there's where we are. And I think we just want to spend some time on this. Brenda, you opened it up. It is Vayikra. This isn't like Leviticus, the laws. First of all, horrible. I mean, I don't even know how to say
blood.
Horrible. There are so many words that I hate, and I'm not even going to say that I really strongly hate. Dislike them.
Yeah. Dislike
the words sin, the word sacrifice.
Yes. Can't stand it.
Even the word Leviticus. I mean, I think it was Leviticus. It was like the Levi's handbook. Maybe, where is this coming from? But I want us to look at just the name of this book, because this is a handbook. We see a tabernacle. We talked about this last week. In the middle, this tabernacle is in the middle of camp. So it's kind of like most of us, sadly, the TV's in the middle of our camp. That's what we look at all day. And that's what's guiding us around all day, because that's what we're all walking around, the television or the kitchen. We'll say the kitchen is the home. That's in the middle where we see what's happening. But this is in the middle of this camp, we see these priests, this kingdom of priests, walking things out to show the kingdom of priests what they're supposed to do. We talked about this last week. And then you see us, our voyeur, we get to look inside this now and say, oh, I'm called to be a priest. We are a kingdom of priests. So how do I walk this out? And we come into this life and say, well, I don't have a handbook. There was no handbook given me to raise my kids. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Here's the handbook to raise your kids. You were given a handbook. You were given a handbook for every detail. He loved us so much. We talk about, he loved us so much that he didn't say like, it's a contract, right? He didn't wait, Brenda. I think, again, we talked about this last week. You don't wait till you're like, okay, we're going to, I forget where I was. I think I talked to this with Miriam on the radio this week, But if you and I were going to go into business together, we would be so excited, and we're all friends. Like, say all of us here, Deborah, I see you're on. We're going to all start a business. We're going to have a coffee shop. We're so excited. We're going to have a coffee. Then we're going to put this here, and this is how we're going to decorate everything. And this is where the cash register is going to go. And let's go pick out our cute cups. We're all in love with each other. And then something happens, and the money didn't get spent the way the other person thought it was supposed to get spent. And how do we divide this? Because I put more money, but I put more time, but I did this. Something's going to come up. And what we would have done if we were smart or wise is we would have had a contract in the beginning that would have spelled out for us, if this happens, this is what y'all are going to do. Because I'm pretty sure y'all is legal term. If this happens, then this is what y'all do. If two of you want to bump another partner out, this is the process that has to happen. I know we do that even in the Rooted Cafe. We had to put all these things in place so that I could get fired. This is what the process would be. Or if another person has to be let go, this is the process. Nobody wants to think of that stuff when we're all, let's pick out colors. Like, nobody is doing that, right? But this book is the instructions, because he's like, I know that as you enter into the promised land, as you learn to be a community, I'm going to teach you how to live and walk in community. And in the process of that, there's some things that are going to happen. Someone's ox is, you're going to borrow something from a friend. Your dog's going to accidentally kill the next door neighbor's cat. You know, the ox is going to fall in the ditch, and it's going to break a leg. And then this is going to happen. Or you may see someone's wife and like her more than yours. Things are going to happen. And he loved us so much, and he loved them so much, that he gave them the instructions here in this book. He gave them the instructions. And he said, here we go. This is what's going to happen. Not laws. These are instructions. These are part of the contract, right, Brenda? This is all part of this contract. We could talk about, it's a marriage covenant. You guys have it.
Truly is.
Who are married? You do, right? You guys know what the rules are of the house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know the rules. You know, this is what we do and this is what we don't do in our home.
Right.
And ahead of time, if you're wise before you're married, you sit down and you say, this is how we're going to raise our children. This is the religion of the home. This is how we handle money. This is how we handle discipline. So that when we have children, when these things come up with money, we already have something in place. Vayikra.
That's it.
Now, the word Vayikra, right? It's not about laws or anything.
No,
Brenda, is it?
No, it's not at all. I mean, is this going to surprise you? Because the word Leviticus kind of makes you think laws. You know, this is what you have to do. Ooh, it's like, ouch. This is the tough stuff that I don't understand. But the word Vayikra actually is an intimate calling forth. So, Charlie, I'm just going to say it. We're going to be out of order here. I mean,
100%.
out of sequential order here. But guys, I'm just going to say it right now. What hit me so hard about this morning was that when I was reading through, every time it says the Kohen, every time it says the Kohen are throwing the blood, they're throwing the blood upon the altar. Every time it said that, I saw in blinking, flashing lights, Yeshua, 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 Yeshua. He is our substitutionary sacrifice. he alone, he is the one. And he is teaching us how to approach, because that is what he has done for us. And he's saying, come here, the word, the Vayikra means it's a calling forth, but it's an intimate calling forth. It's a calling forth in order to approach. It's saying, come here, honey. I mean, that's Brenda's interpretation. That's not, it's come here, honey, come here, come here. I want to be close to you. I want you to feel so comfortable with me that you can approach me. And here's 5 ways that you are going to approach me in your life from now through eternity for all generations. Here are 5 ways that you're going to be approaching me. We're going to cover every single thing. Everything that makes you feel like you can't approach the Holy One is going to be covered today in these 5 chapters. Every single thing, every ounce of shame, every ounce of guilt, every ounce of feeling less than, every offense, every every bit of anger, every bit of shame, all of those things are going to be covered today in these 5 chapters. Did you realize that? These 5 chapters cover every human emotion that we deal with and how we can bring that. He's given us these ways of approach to him as he calls us forward. He's saying, bring it to me and let me take care of those things. And this morning, Charlie, I was thinking about Debbie Franick and the beautiful work, and Simi and the beautiful work that they do and how they touch women's lives, and they touch them in the areas of the brokenness in their hearts, and they walk with women to this place of healing and through this place of healing. And that's really what's happening here in these 5 chapters, Charlie. I mean, to me, that's the cliff notes. If you want to be able to see Yeshua, every time it says Aaron's sons, every time it says the priests, every time it says that, put Yeshua's name right there and see what he is doing in your life, because they were reflecting him. Remember that this tabernacle was a reflection of what is happening actually in the heavenlies. It's just a reflection. It's us walking it out.
Brenda, can I be bold here and say, every time I
Yeah.
see those where it said the Kohen, the priest, can I be bold to say, every time Charlie, every time Brenda, those priests, because that's who you are.
Exactly.
Because that's what we do, ladies. We get to bear one another's burdens.
Yes, we do.
And so fulfill the law of Christ.
Yeah.
This is what bearing one another's burdens looks like. Well, how do I do that? Well, I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked. And
that's why you're here today. We're
5 chapters, bam.
Here you go. And this beautiful thing, Vayikra, and he called to intimately call you to
intimately.
Come here. It's not like you calling your kids when they're in trouble, when you're like using their middle name. Like you have to use every name, all 3 of their names to get them, when you're just calling. I'm like, Shelby Nicole Fowler. And she's like, she knows now I'm in trouble. And you're yelling. This isn't that.
No.
This is like when he called Samuel.
Yeah.
This is when he says, Millie, come here. Yeah. This is that thing when those of you that are married and you have that, the call, the intimate call when he says, come here. When you call your husband or when he calls you, that intimate call, that's him.
Yeah.
And we get to respond. If there's nothing if there's nothing if there's okay.
Let's address the elephants in the room.
I'm like, so, have you ever had your husband and he looks at you that one way and you're like, oh, I have to go shave my legs because there's something keeping you from, oops, I have to go run, do some little girl stuff real quick because I can't come close just yet. And that's as far as I'm going to take that. But you girls know what I'm talking about. There's times when maybe your husband's giving you the look or whatever, and there's a process that you may have to go through before you can have that come near that intimate time with him.
Yeah. I'm going to brush your teeth right now.
At least
that's what, exactly. Well, we'll just go with the teeth part.
I like the teeth brushing. Y'all know where I'm going. Where we're at.
Children friendly. Yeah.
Children friendly. And I'm writing a study on these 5 chapters, a Bible study on it. And the example that I use is my dog. I use Gracie as the example in this is when I come home, normally Gracie's jumping all over like and spinning around and all the exciting things. And jumps on my lap when I sit down and I'm petting her and she gets treats. But if I come home and she's gotten in the trash can and she knows she's not allowed to be in the trash can because I forgot to put it away, or maybe I was gone too long and she pottied in the house, rarely happens, but sometimes I might be gone. Maybe I was gone all day and I ended up getting stuck and she pottied by the door. When I come in the door, do you think she's coming and running and jumping in my lap and licking me and dancing around? She's not. She's hiding, tail tucked, shame, bent down, hidden behind something. And then I have to find a way for her to be able to approach me. I'm calling her, Gracie, come here, Gracie, come on. And she's like, and I'm calling. I have to sit. I have to go get her. I have to bring her in my lap. I have to pet her. I have to love her. I have to create a way for her to be able to approach me because there's something keeping her. She thinks she's in trouble. So even if she is in trouble, she's not going to come. Your children were the same way. They're not going to come running to you if they already know they're in trouble. And you already know something's wrong because they're, tail tucked and hiding from you. There's something wrong. This is what's going to happen here is when he says, I don't need your bulls and ox and animal blood. I don't need that. You do. Brenda, this isn't for us. This isn't for him. It's for us.
Exactly.
There's things we need to do. He's calling and he knows he's made this way for us to approach him. And unfortunately, the word korban, the korbanot, has been translated as sacrifice. Brenda, that's not it. That's not it.
Yeah. So it's really about it. Guys, can you just allow this to wash over you? These 5 chapters are about intimacy. Yeah. This is about him saying, I know that you've been eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and that has corrupted the way that you see yourself and the way that you see others. Where are you? Honey, come here.
We're naked and we were shamed.
That's right. And I know you're ashamed, and I know that you did that. I understand. I get it. Nothing's hidden from him, right? So this is what he's saying to us. Come here. Let me show you. Now, it's going to require us to bring that to him. And that's what these substitutions are. That's what these things are. It's us. Think of it like this. The shame that we carry, that's what we're bringing to him. And we're offering it on the altar, and he's going to take care of it. In each one of these approaches, these 5 approaches, whichever one it is, and I'm going to let Charlie get into that, but whichever one it is, he's saying to you, I've made a way. I'm calling your name. You have everything that you need right now, right where you are, to come to me. But you're going to have to let go of these things, put them on the altar in order for you to have intimacy. Yeah. You have to do that.
The things that you've ingested from that. I love that you said that you've been eating the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This is taking us right back to the garden.
At 100%.
And he's saying, okay, well then I am going to have to cover you. We have to cover you, and the other gods are the ones that wanted sacrifices to appease them, but not our Hashem, our Abba, our Father. He lets us go through this. He provided this way to approach him so that we can draw near to each other, because he wants to walk with us in the garden. He wants those intimate panei moments. And Brenda, I feel like we need to establish that face to face. Give us again that. I mean, I think it's never too many times.
The face to face is it's actually it's a wedding ceremony phrase. And it's where a husband and wife come together, but it's talking about us and the Holy One. And it's forehead to forehead. Think about how close you have to be to get this, right? Are you getting nervous already? Yeah. Did you brush your teeth? Yeah. Forehead to forehead, nose to nose, chin to chin, chest to chest, hip to hip, knee to knee, toe to toe. It's face to face, nothing separating, nothing coming between the two of you, touching so that nothing separates you. Nothing separates his breath from your breath. And that's what he's after. And that's what this is all about. This is about him saying, I want us to be face to face. Panim al panim, or panei al panei. It is face to face, nothing separating us, nothing coming in saying, well, I'm just going to bring my baggage with me. No, he's saying, let go of all that baggage, because that baggage will keep you from intimacy with him. He just said,
doesn't
no other
separate
gods.
You from his love.
Not from his love, not at all, ever.
But this is the intimacy. Some of you are saying, gosh, I don't hear him like you do. I don't understand the word like you understand it. And I think as we go through this day, you're going to say, maybe there's some things that you're allowing to separate you from being able to get the breath of revelation to come into you. Now that word, the word korbanot, does not interpret as sacrifice. It is not, that is not a good, I don't know. I think that I'm not even going to spend energy on that.
Yeah.
But it is not a good, The korban, we have to know what this means. And Brenda, again, I'm going to pull you in on this because my translation is going to be minimal, but we have a kaf, a resh, and a bet.
Mm-hmm.
So the root of the korban is a korah. And so it is the root is korah. So there's not the nun is not in the root of that. So
exactly
korah. So it's kof. And I mean, my visual of this, and I'm going to let you get deeper into this, but I'm going to let you, that's funny. But the kof, we have this influence, this authority, you know, it says the back of the head, but I always think of a crown sitting on the back of a head, or this is this place of authority. And then the resh is this king stepping off of his throne and coming down to a position to be with us. And then we have the bait, this head of this house, and all I'm just seeing is the picture. This is the way that we come into the presence of our King, who is going to come down off the throne and meet us. This is the way that he's coming down in all of his authority, but he's coming down to meet us in that bait, in that home, in that house. And Brenda, give us a better picture of that.
No, that is a beautiful picture. I don't have my Hebrew open right now. Is it Kof Resh Aleph?
It's Kof Resh Bet.
Bet. Kof?
Korab.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Arab, if you want me to English spell it. Yeah.
So yes, that you said it very well. The kof is that place of holiness. It's the call to holiness. It's that call to intimacy.
Oh, the call? Oh, and he called? Oh,
yeah. Let's think about that. and the Reish, of course, is the king off of his throne. Of course, it's this leadership. It's the leader. It's the one who's going out. He wants you to go out and be covered with his holiness. On one side is this holiness, and on the other side is the bet, and the bet or the bait is the home. But it's more than just a home. It's more than just a covering. It's that place of intimacy where you are trained up by your parents for your identity. And that's really important, because all 5 of these chapters are going to be dealing with our identity. Who we are,
there's a word again,
who we've been, who we have been, how the destruction of the world has caused us to not know our identity. So in the bait, in that home, in that the sound of the b, right, the Hebrew letter is bait. In that is where the father and the mother are pouring in a safe environment to their children, their identity. And then when their identity, and they learn how to fail, and they learn how to fail forward in a place of safety.
You mean hatat? They learn how to hatat.
Exactly. That's that sin thing. And in that bait, that home environment, that's where identity and your destiny is instilled into you, and you're getting filled up, and then you leave home. That is the way that God planned for the home to operate. But of course, we ate off of the tree. We have all of these crazy cuckoo ideas. We are naked, and we need to be covered naked. And so that's what he's doing in these 5 chapters. He's showing us how to come back to him. He's showing us that it doesn't matter that we don't have a temple. You see, ladies, that temple was that was temporarily. That was temporary, because the one that we're waiting for is the one that he has right now, right? That's going to come to earth and rule and reign here. But right now, he's saying to us, I am here. You're coming to me. You're still bringing your sacrifices, your offerings, but this is a substitution. And I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to fix all of those broken pieces. That's what he's doing in this, guys. He's saying, I want to fix your broken pieces. And the thing that amazes me is that these 5 approaches, these 5 korbans, these 5 korban is that lifting forward, that intimate calling for and lifting, going forward to approach without fear. These 5 chapters are going to cover every single thing you can imagine. It's all covered in here. Every single thing.
Is it a coincidence or a God incidence that the number 5 in Hebrew is grace?
Hey, it's the letter hey, number 5. It is grace, and it is also inspiration and revelation.
Yeah.
Right.
I know
And
this
that's what's
is
happening here.
this seems like we're spending a lot of time on this, but you really have to get this to get through the rest of the book of Leviticus. You have to understand. I really recommend that you just blot out the word sacrifice, because it's a bad word. Like it's not the right word here.
Yeah.
These are approaches.
Yeah, these are approaches.
We're seeing as we're going into, this is when Hadassah becomes Queen Esther, right?
Yeah.
This is how she approaches the king, because there was a process. She had to go through a beautification process so that she could approach the king. You know, there was 6 months of one thing, and then 6 months of like detox, and then 6 months of beauty treatments that went on top of it. There is a process before she could then, and then the king had to call for her.
Right. And there was effort on her part.
Yes.
And ladies, this is not earning anything. This is effort on your part, because you have to participate or it means nothing. We have to participate or it's not valuable.
We need it to do something. We have to have literally skin in the game. Like we have to have some skin in the game.
Amen.
And we have
word,
these,
Charlie.
we have these, we'll start off. Let's just go. We start with the approach, the korban, the approach olah. The first one is the korban olah. And we hear it translated as the korban, the burnt offering. Because this is the one of the 5 that's completely burnt up. Like this is one of them that is just complete. No one eats it. It's burnt all the way up. This is all the way done. And this korban olah, we see this word. I mean, truly, I mean, it's what, I mean, we can look that up. Is it Aleph Lamed Hey? I think it might be. I'll look it up while we look at, one of us look it up. Somebody look that up. But I think that this word is talking about our will. This is about our will. This is about coming up and we see Yeshua doing this in the garden when he's praying and he says, not my will, but thine be done. Not my will. Father, it's not about my will. He's having to surrender his will to the point to where he's, it says blood is coming. It's so intense. Some of you, I don't know about you, but even today when that worship was going on, when we were starting the worship, I was back here with my arms up saying, Father, there's so much that in my will I would love to say, and I want to be like, whoa, I know all these things. I know this is exciting, but not my will. It's not about your will. And we learn this that's the reason I believe it's the first thing we start out when we're teaching these 2-year-olds, because what is a 2-year-old saying? I'll do it myself. 3-year-old, I'll do it myself. You try to dress them, I'll do it myself. You try to do anything for them and they were going to do it themselves, right?
Right.
I mean, Brenda, you just had your grandbabies last weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mine. I'll do it myself.
Here, no. I just look in the mirror. And I have a great example. I'll do it myself, Father. I'll do it myself. Yeah. How's that working for you? Let me know when you're done so I can help you out here.
But when you think about, let's go back to that picture. We have the perfect picture of this beautiful intimacy with him that Brenda pictured, this panima, this beautiful picture. This is how he wants us.
Yeah.
And then what happens when a little bit of your will gets in the way?
Right.
Have you tried to well, I just can't hear from God. Well, maybe it's because you're digging your heels in and you want to do it your way, because it's too scary to give up your will. I'm very willful, and you have some children that might be very willful children, and you might be one of those willful children. Some of you, this is not an issue. This is a non-issue. So all of you go get a drink of water right now, because the rest of us have got some work to do, because I have to lay my will down. And I believe we see, again, Yeshua in the garden do it. We see him when he's teaching his disciples to pray. He's saying, and I had a thing on this. He's teaching them, not your will be done, Father. It's interesting because we pray a lot at times. If it be your will, Father, But when Yeshua is teaching, when Jesus is teaching these disciples how to pray, that's not the words that he's using. The words that would be translated into Hebrew would be closer to asa, to build,
to make.
To do. He would be more saying, your will be done. He was saying, your will be done, not if it's your will, then okay, that's not how he taught them to pray. He said, Father, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, which is perfect, because here we are walking into this tabernacle that is on earth as it is in heaven. We're watching things happening. And he's saying, sometimes, sis, your will keeps you from being in my presence.
Exactly.
And I'm going to make a way for you because I know that's going to be a struggle for you. You're not going to be like my Gracie and want to run and jump in my lap because your will is in the way. Not because you have shame, not because you did something wrong, but you're just, do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
You have a will.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to do this. This is what I want. And you can't see what he's trying to tell you. And you can't hear, you can't feel the breath of the revelation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because of the will.
Right.
I mean, and that has to burn all the way up. It can't be,
has to be complete. The will has to be completely burned up. Sorry. I'm yelling. I'm sorry. Charlie, you're muted.
How did I get muted?
I'm
ready to put my standing desk to stand. I'm about ready.
I know, about ready. You're going to preach.
I'm about ready.
And while we're doing that, Ola is Ayin Lamed Hey. Ayin is the eyes, the soul. It's really the soul, but it's the eyes. It's what you see. It's how you perceive things. It's your soul in the sense that it is what you're perceiving and how you're perceiving things with your eyes, what you're seeing. And Lamed is instructions, and the Hey is revelation. The word Olah is actually, the root of the word Olah actually means to go up. So that is the burnt part of it, is see what is being lifted up to him. Sisters, we have to lift our will up to him. We have to come to a place where we say, not my will, but yours be done. Not if it's your will, but not my will, my will, yours be done. And when we get to that place, things will change forever, because he is waiting for us to come there. He's waiting for us to let it all go. Our demands, our expectations, our wounds, because we haven't gotten our expectations met. All of those things have to be, quote unquote, burned up. They have to be brought to him, offered up to him. So he's calling Korban, he's calling us, and he's asking us to approach him. And this word that is, it's word, it says sacrifice, but it's this going up. He's saying, bring it all to me, lift it up to me, lift your will up to me. And when my will is done, sister, you're going to be so happy. That's what we have to get to.
Yeah. And it's
intimacy.
Understand better. His ways are not our ways. And we flippantly throw that, well, his ways are above my ways. But you know what? When it comes to things we care about, women, we start dealing with our children, we start dealing with other things, and we want our will for their lives. And we think that we know best. He's saying, which you got to throw that on the altar. It's keeping you from my presence.
Yes, it is.
Nothing separates you from my love, but we can't be face to face until you give me that child.
Oh,
we can't be face to face until you give me that spouse. We can't be face to face until you give up your will to all these things. You have to offer it all to me. I want all the flesh. I want all of it and gone, because that's how you get to come into my presence. Those animal skins, we noticed when he covered them in the garden, it doesn't say that. And then they started walking together again. That's not what happened. Because the flesh now is in the way. He put a little fleshy suit on them, and now it's in the way.
Separation, guys.
There was separation.
It caused separation. It was covering, but it was separating.
So we got to now get to. He's given us a way. Here it looks like bloody animals. Sister, I want to remind you, you stand as a royal priesthood. You stand at this altar. It could be your kitchen table. It could be right here, right now. We want to sit with you. We want to come and meet you here as priests together and say, we want to help you process that. And that's how you bear one another's burdens, is you say, my will's in the way. Would you help me, pray with me and help me get rid of my will? Would you pray with me? Would you help me? I need to let go of my children. I need not to talk to you about them and gripe and complain about them. I need to give up my will for their lives. I need to give up my will for our country. And expectations. Right, Charlie? Pray with me. Help me process this at the altar. And let's take the ashes out. and then get into his presence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So in my life, the Holy One has gifted me with, he has gifted me with an opportunity to do things a little bit differently than I would have expected to do them at this time of my life. And I'm telling you what, he's so good. And as people ask me all the time, like, how are you so joyful? You guys, it's not fake. I promise you. Can I just tell you, you know what it is? It's processing through this. It's not because of what I've done. It's because what he's done for me. It's what he has done for me. And he has shown me that his ways are higher than my ways. See, in my ways, I would have been living in a different city. My husband would not be ill. Uh, I would not be a full-time caregiver. You see what I'm saying? All of these things. But the circumstances of my life are not the enemy trying to destroy me. The circumstances of my life, because I am his. The circumstances of my life are the opportunities that I have to let go of my will every single day. And you know what happens when we do? And I don't always do it great, guys. You've walked through me where I last year about this time, I was almost at the point of a nervous breakdown. Truly, I was. And I had to take a break. I had to go away. And that was, I'm just being honest here, guys. Life is not always just rosy. Sometimes it's really hard. Anyway, but the whole point to this is he gives us opportunities in our daily lives, and instead of looking at everything like it's the enemy trying to destroy you, why don't you start looking at it like, Father, what are you asking me to bring to the altar that needs to be burned up? He's not saying, oh, you're so horrible, everything in your life needs to be burned up, but he's saying, honey, these things are going to keep you from being able to approach me. Your will, sister, is keeping you, my will is keeping me from an intimate approach to him.
Yes.
And this is what he's saying. The first chapter, this is what he's saying.
It's so big, Brenda. And I don't even know if we're going to get off of this.
There's five though. There's five of those guys. So Charlie, hurry up and get your book published.
This is so big because I know I have to get this Bible study published. This is so big because this is pride. This is the root. This is the root. It's our pride. And some of us
me. I want this. I want that.
Spirit can't come before the Father. Can you come back to here and see what it is? You cannot bring a haughty spirit into his presence. You can't. So you can. Well, it's just because I do sometimes. I come and I'm like, are you kidding me? Now, do I hear him? No. Can I, I try to approach him, but what happens is I am so in the way, I can't hear him. I can't feel his breath because there's so much of me. Now, the opposite is true of pride. We know that, ladies. If you have an issue of being a victim, are you always hurt? Are you always offended? Are you always upset with someone? Is there always an issue? It's your pride. That's pride. That's your will, because it didn't happen the way you thought it should happen, because it's a bottom line. There's an issue with pride, and pride is part of your will. It's so fleshy, and it's keeping you. But the reason you're not getting the healing and the refreshing from him is because you're holding on to that, how everyone hurts you, how people are always, if you find yourself saying, this always happens to me, the problem isn't everyone else. The problem is me, because I'm the only common denominator. I'm the only one who is there all the time. So he's saying, I want you to let that go and trust me with your will. Trust me with your vulnerability, that people, do it again. People will hurt you. Yes. People will say things that you don't agree with. People are going to do things that you're going to be like, that was wrong. That hurt my feelings. That poked me. Maybe it poked you because he wants you to get rid of it and get it burned up. Because I found that the things that poke me, he'll keep poking me with those things, because it's not that the enemy is doing it to me. It's not that they're doing it to me. He's letting it happen because he wants me to see that that's a crying, screaming sheep or goat that needs to be thrown on that altar.
Yeah.
It's time to let it go.
Yeah.
It's time to let it go.
It really is. It's time to let our wills go. And so Sandy said, we have not because we ask not. Yes, these are the things that we're asking. Father, what is it that is in my life that I am holding on to? What is it that I'm demanding? What expectations do I have that are freezing me,
Robbing me?
what is keeping me away from your presence? What is that, Father? Show me, reveal it to me. Ladies, you realize how much he loves you?
Oh,
The
he will.
circumstances of life are pushing, prodding, squeezing you. It's Mitzrayim all over again. It's that squeeze. It's the trying to get through, because he wants us to recognize where our will is standing up against him and saying, my will, my way. This isn't what I wanted, you know, this is not what I was expecting. Oh, yeah, understood. But do you trust that he has a better way? Do you trust that his ways are better than our ways, that his thoughts are so beautiful and so much higher? Do you trust that he loves your kids even more than you do, that he thought about them before you were even born or created? He already has a plan and destiny for them before you ever came on the picture. His will is perfect. His ways are perfect. Can we just approach him with that, Father?
Yes.
It doesn't mean that that everything has to be taken care of all at once. It's a process. That's why it was an everyday thing. It was a process. It's a process. Deal with what he reveals to you today.
Yeah.
Deal with it right now. And then tomorrow, Father, what do I need to, else do I need to lay on your altar? What else do I need? What else is keeping me from you right now? And if you're honest, you're taking courageous moral inventory. That's what's happening here. And you're saying, all right, Father, I have some expectations that are not being met. How do I lay them at your throne? Thank you for revealing this to me. And it might be you all alone, or it might be somebody who's saying something to you and you're mad at them. Just listen and ask the Father what's truth and what's not. What's truth and what's not. Yeah. And he'll show you. Those are the things we're bringing.
Holly brought up, we have a scripture verse should be popping, these hyperlinks should be popping up. He resists the proud person. Yes. He resists the proud person, but draws near to us when we draw near to him. Yes. Whatever it takes to draw near is what I want. He's going to resist. There's going to be a resistance because your pride's in the way. And we just, again, you could spend all year long on this one first, and it's covered in grace. This is covered in grace. Can you imagine if your child was like, Mom, even if a friend, if you don't have children, if your friend, anyone comes to you and says, okay, I don't know what it is, but there's something keeping between us and I want to be closer to you. I want to be a better friend. Would you be like, nah, never mind. I don't have time for you. You would never do that. So how much more does our Heavenly Father, would he just want to share and open up with you all the amazing things? So good.
And this burnt, I like that. Thank you, Marcia. This burnt up thing, what it's talking about is it's, we get our eyes stuck on the burnt part because that's how it's written in English. But what I want you to actually start focusing upon in this olah is that what that olah means is the thing that's going up to his throne. So think of it like the smoke that goes up is a sweet fragrance to him, right? The smoke that's going up. That's what he's asking for. He's asking for us to lift, to give these things to him. And that obedience, that sacrifice that we are offering to him, Father, I'm giving you my will right now. It's okay. I let go of my expectations and my supposed needs or my supposed need to have things done my way. I give that up to you. That is the beautiful fragrance he's looking for. You turning over your will to him. That's the fragrance he's looking for. Why? Because he loves the fragrance of Messiah. Oh, and
Brenda,
that's
do you remember your boys and in those moments when one of them would be like giving away a toy that they loved, they let their brother and you caught it and you saw one child being sweet to the other child. When I see my grandbabies and I watch one of them just like submit and knowing what I know, a lot of times Eliza, she's the older one and she'll know because Maya has a will. Girl, Mad Dog Maya, she has got a will, and she is 4 and she is powerful. She's got strong leadership skills. And so I see, I see my little Eliza, who will just, as the older sister, will submit her will, and she'll let her have something, or let her pick the toy, or pick the game, or pick the thing. And as my heart, my little Yaya heart, and I know my daughter, she'll watch one of them they'll grab each other. My picture on my phone is those two just staring at each other. And I wish I can't get it for you guys, but it is the sweetest picture of the two of them. I don't know if I can show you.
Yes, we can see that. That's beautiful.
You know what that is? That is a sweet fragrance to me.
Yes.
I think, is it literal? Maybe. Is it an idiom? Probably. That when he sees us saying, Father, my will's ugly. My pride is ugly. It doesn't work. And I just want to do it your way. Would you just show me how? That makes his father, mother heart do that same thing. Look at her. Look how sweet she is, letting it all go. Look at her letting her will down to let someone else go first. Look at how sweet she is, that she's not trying to push her way and get in line first, and she's letting people go in front of her. Look how sweet that is of her. Look at my daughter giving up her will to get there first. Look at her. She got the last toilet paper and she gave it to the lady next to her. I mean, it's the little things, but he notices the little things, and all those things, sisters. There's a reason, Korban Olah, that the ability, and I mean, you go back to the Ayin, the Lamed, the Hey. And you said it, Brenda. This is the training grounds. This is where we get to fail forward. Yeah. This is where we get to learn. This isn't. We have been taught that sin is so ugly, and it's such a, somehow we're going to get through this, guys. We will get through this with you, but we have to see that it's missing a mark. And we'll talk about this in a minute, but that this is a training, like Brenda said, this is a safe place under his home. This is a safe place in his presence to process the things that are keeping us from being who he's called us to be, to make us lo tov, the things that make us not able to function in the way that we were created. So he gives us, if you guys look into that word, the olah, the ayin, the lamed, the hey, it's that lamed is that training.
Yes.
This is the training. Yes. Look how you train a child and the way they should go. And when they grow up, they won't depart from it. Yes. This is olah. This is that root of that word. This is that when you train a child to be able to give it all away, to be able to be vulnerable and to be able to give up their will, they will not depart from that, because they've learned there's safety in that vulnerability.
Right.
There is safety in vulnerability.
There sure is. So, and with the ayin, the lamed, the hey, with the ayin, that letter, it's saying, he's saying, bring it to me, right? If you don't, then what you see with your eyes, you demand. What you see with your eyes, you start lusting after that thing that you see with your eyes. You start wanting that. You start, those are the things that your eyes are on. But what he's saying is, turn your eyes up to me and let me be the one that you are approaching. Bring all of that to me.
So good.
So with the ayin, the lamed is right in the middle. It's surrounded by what you're seeing with your eyes. And the hey, that hey is 5 grace. It is that also that place of revelation. What is inspiring? That's what's surrounding the word, the lamed, the teaching, the instructions that he is offering. He's saying, I want you completely. I want your eyes. I want your heart. I want your emotions. I want your feelings, all focused on me. And I will give you every good thing. He is a good, good father, ladies. And when our will is opposed to his, who's going to win? Honestly.
Yeah.
When your 2-year-old goes toe to toe with you, I don't know if any of you had a 2-year-old like mine. toe to toe at 2 years old. I will not. You can't make me. Yeah. And he's saying, honey, I love you. Go ahead, get your energy out, but that's not going to work.
Yeah, you'll come back.
You must wear shoes if you're going to walk on a hot pavement. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can't run in front of a car, you will die.
Yeah.
Or be very hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And isn't it beautiful that in this, again, it's the first approach.
Yes,
It's the first approach.
one.
And we see this approach, we see the root of that, the karab, we see
giving.
Yeshua being the ultimate karab. He gave up his will.
Yeah.
He walked, he was Hatorah, the word become flesh, and
Yes.
tabernacled among us.
Yes.
The word became flesh and tabernacled among us. He came in and tabernacled and said, this is the way you give up your full will unto death. Greater love has no man, right?
Yeah.
Then you'll lay your life down. You'll lay your will down. You'll lay your flesh down. You'll lay it all down.
Yeah. Hey, can we just say that
one?
Sometimes, well, almost, huh? Can we just say that sometimes he says, offer up goats or sheep, and sometimes it's like, well, if you have goats and sheep, offer that, but bring the bulls or bring the flocks. You can have it. You can have that. Can be sometimes your will is bull. Sometimes you know it, and you are a bull in the china shop, and you know it. And sometimes,
this needs a bull. I need a bull and also, Brenda, this is a voluntary offering. This is an all voluntary approach.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this. It's voluntary. This isn't one of those annual for sure. Everybody's got to do this. Everyone, it's Friday. Everyone, come on. Attention. It's time for Korban Olah. Everyone, please line up with whatever animal you need this week. No, this one is voluntary.
And sometimes it's a little sheep. Sometimes that's all the will that you have to give up. I mean, really, that's truth. Or a little cute little goat, it's like that, but it's still your will. So I'm just saying that sometimes it's definitely a bull in the china shop.
Will, and I've seen. I'm trying not to look at the chats because it's difficult. But sometimes our will is, well, I can eat what I want. I can do what I want. I don't have to do all those things, And maybe there's something, and you can. I don't know what's permissible to you. It's not a big deal. But maybe only you know if you're saying I'm not doing that because it's your will. Only you know that. I don't know. There's some things I hold on to, and he's like, why are you so attached to this? Let it go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. By the way, can I just say how excited I am? I'm drinking out of glass. So if you've been full-time living in an RV, you don't get to drink out of glass. Everything's plastic. So I'm drinking out of a glass because I in my home.
Congratulations, sis. Congratulations.
So I'm gonna jump this.
Okay.
This one, I'm gonna do this one quick.
Okay.
This one is Korban. The next one is an offering. And in King James Version, it's called a meat offering. Why?
Yeah.
Because meat
love it.
in Old English meant grain bread. They called it meat. So that's how you can see translations. You have to be careful. You need to look up everything, double check us on everything. Korban. I mean, I don't believe what I believed yesterday. So Lord help us. Korban mincha.
Very good. That's a good one.
Mem nun het hey. Mem nun het hey. Yeah, and then there's that. Mem nun. We have, and here's my try because Brenda's teaching me.
Do it.
We have this water, and I'm just this is the way I visioned this word. We have this, and we're not going to go from a chaos. This is trying to take us to life. So I'm going to go on the positive side of this letter. So we've got the water moving us, the water moving us towards some kind of a revelation, moving us into something, and it's moving into this place, into a place to be with the air, the sun. It's trying to move us into a place to be with the sun so that we can be under the chuppah with them and receive the revelation that we need to receive. Is that good?
Yes.
I'm getting it, girls. Here's my commercial.
So
you need to take Brenda's Discovering the Energy of the Letters. You can get this.
You just do a shameless commercial.
I did a shameless commercial. I'm telling you, girls, it will change your way of study if you really get the letters and understand the energy of it, not just understanding, oh, I know het means this or the hey means this. No, but Brenda, right? I mean, this is what I see with Korban Mincha. I see he's saying, listen, I need you. It sounds okay. Bread, we know, what was that? It was a provision. This is how people traded in grain. This was saying, we're going to give up my grain, my bread. And we hear Yeshua say, give us this day our daily bread. We
Grain.
hear this in the Lord's
Yep.
Prayer. He says,
Yep.
first of all, he tells us that not my will, but your be done. Give us this day our daily bread. He's walking us through how to approach the throne in the Lord's Prayer.
Do you guys see that?
You see
Wait,
it?
pause, Charlie, pause. That's huge. A lot of people haven't heard that before, sis.
Yeah, they said, teach us to pray. He's like, you already know how. I just want to bring you into my presence. So I'm going to walk you through. And he takes us, give up your will. Now give up your ability to provide for yourself.
Exactly. It's all the stuff that you own, all the stuff that you've gathered, all the stuff that you've gone out and made and done and brought in, all the money that you make, all the provision that you make. Charlie, it's all our stuff.
And women, do we struggle with this one as much as men? Differently. We struggle differently. You have men that may struggle with their ability to provide and they're stressing, but there's a lot of us now, because that's changed over the years. So there's a lot of us maybe that you left your job in this last year because maybe you had a mandate that you didn't want to comply to, and you had to say, Father, I release my ability to provide into your hands. I release that because you're my provider. I want you to see this offering this is an offering where he is saying, and again, we talk about it needs to be seasoned with salt. We are the salt of the earth. All that we can go into this a lot, but I'm going to not dig deep into this one. Just I want to, if Les Brenda, anything you want to add to it, but it really is our ability to provide. It's our things.
Yeah.
Are you willing to are your hands open, or are you holding really tight? I can't give because we don't have enough as it is. Are you not are your hands like this and saying, Father, who do you need me to give to? I don't have enough, but I have 2 towels. Can I give one to someone? I've got 2 loaves of bread. Who can I give the other bread? Who can I bless, Father? Because you're my provider. So I release my thinking that I even have an ability to provide, because you give me breath, you give me everything. And once you release that, there's that's a block that keeps us from coming into intimacy. When he's saying, Deborah, come here. And you're struggling with, but I might lose my job because there's a mandate and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Or what happens if the government fails and I have a government check, and how am I going to do this? Do you think you can run into his presence? Are you panay on panay if that's happening? Yeah. He's saying, come here. And you're like, but I can't, because you can't even hear him calling you. You can't say Hanani. You can't be like Samuel. You can't say, here I am, because you are stressed out about how you're going to get provision. And you're that will tight. Keep you from presence.
Exactly. And hey, ladies, this is really important for us to learn how to honor the Shabbat. Can I just go there? Because if we don't learn to let go of our ability to build, to organize, to manufacture, to gain, if we don't let go of that, just for that 24 hours, this is the perfect weekly participation of learning how to let go is the Shabbat. We let go of us being able to provide for ourselves in our trust of who the Holy One is. And then as far as the festivals go, when we're in Sukkot, what is the whole thing with Sukkot? It's that we're underneath a temporary, unprotected, quote unquote, unprotected canopy, and we're outside where the world can come and get us, where we're not protected from all the bad guys, where the elements can sweep in and sweep out, where we can get cold, we can get hot, it's this teaching. It's teaching us something. It's teaching us how to let go of our own ability to provide for ourselves and to trust him. Now, in the actual physical, when this is being written, right, when this is happening in real time, they had a covering of a cloud over them and they had fire. So they were being taught day by day with visuals how God was providing for them. But yet we still read that some guy ran out to get sticks on Shabbat. Why? Because he couldn't understand that he needed to provide, because tomorrow he had something else planned and he didn't want to go out tomorrow and gather sticks. So he wanted to do, this is what he's doing. He's teaching us how, can you just do me this? sweetie, let go. I got it. I've got this for you.
Mhm,
You can
mhm.
truly let go, and I truly will provide. How do we know him as provider if we're always providing for ourselves? So he's saying,
Ooh,
here we go.
that's
Here we go. I'm going
this
to
is
show
what
you how.
this is what I'm tempted with, y'all. I'm all open. I love working. I love it. I love creating things. I love building things. I love building things here on the Ruta Cafe and making it better and doing more things. I love it so much. It is so hard for me some days to rest and to not build and and I've been praying about some of the things that's fun, the study part that I get
Oh, yeah.
now I'm resting in that. But
Yeah.
I have in my brain, everything has to be a productive moment, and that's just how I'm wired.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if I'm just sitting still, it still needs to be productive. And I'm learning as I'm getting older to rest and to really be able to enjoy resting, as opposed to feeling like, well, what, maybe I could organize this while I'm resting or watching this movie or whatever. But we go into Brenda, this next one
Yes.
that we're going to go into is the
Yeah.
Korban Shalom and Leviticus 3. I want to hear from you. Is anyone loving Leviticus more now? Does anyone see it different? Are you
Is it your
seeing like, oh
favorite?
my gosh, is it your new favorite? Are you
It's your
excited?
favorite.
Do you want to
I
teach
know
your
it is.
littles? Are you excited to teach your littles like how they get to approach the Holy One? I hope
Yeah.
you are. I hope
Yeah.
you're excited. So
So
Korban Shalom,
shalem.
the
Shalem.
Shalem.
Here we got it.
I hope that, and this is really beautiful. I mean, most of us know, like, okay, we understand that it's not just peace. This isn't just a peace offering,
Mm-mm,
Brenda. Right? This
mm-mm.
is this is so that when you find yourself in a place where you're fractured, you're not whole in a relationship with someone. Now, I don't know
Right.
about you, but there have been some days when I was going to go worship my Jesus. And on the way, I was screaming at the kids, yelling at, we were all angry. Everyone's late. You're trying to get out the door. There was no shalom in the home. And when you get there and then you're trying to be like, well, bless you, Shabbat Shalom. How are you? Shabbat Shalom. Yes, thank you, Shabbat Shalom. Or you're at your regular church and you're like, hello, bless you, Lord bless you. And then you get up there and then music starts and you're like, I mean, are you running into the throne room? Are you just like wanting to pinch your husband's head off next to you? You're just like, don't touch me. We're still mad. I mean, you don't even want him touching your arm. You don't want your elbows touching your kids. You can't wait till children's church is called so they can leave. Like, if you have you are fractured. You cannot be like this with the Holy One when you're upset with someone.
That's why we can't let anger be in our hearts toward anyone when we go to sleep at night. That's why we have to get rid of it.
Right.
Hey,
You may have to, sometimes I feel like I have to stay up all night. I mean, there have been days that I've been irritated. Sometimes I'm irritated with me and I'm having a little there's no shalom in me. Like I need to do this offering just for me. I have to make a korban just because I can't approach because I'm irritated with myself.
Yeah.
But I've been some irritated with some people.
Oh, yeah.
And so
this is good, Charlie, because this one, Shalem, is really about having a relationship, because it's always about our relationship with the Father, but it doesn't stop there. That's only one piece of it. The other piece of it is that we have to have right relationship with one another. And that's what this Shalem is definitely approaching here and right now. This is the one where if you've got something against your brother, you better lay your offering down before you get to the altar and you go make it right with him. You go out and take care of that, because this is opinions. This is our demand to be heard, our demand to be right. Mm-hmm. This is us saying, it doesn't matter if it breaches my relationship with my family. I don't do this. I don't do that. And you aren't going to make me.
She's going there. I don't participate in that.
I don't participate in that. And so you break your family. So you destroy your children. So you abandon your grandchildren.
How's that working for you? Is there fruit in that?
Where is,
because you're so holy and righteous?
Because I remember Jesus going into the unclean homes. I remember him eating dinner with the unclean people.
Meeting at the well with unclean people.
I remember him.
Wait a minute. They worshiped the wrong place, didn't they, Brenda? And
yes,
on
they
the wrong calendar. And I feel like those Samaritans might have done a couple things not the way they were supposed to. And he still he would have supped with her.
You guys, he went into the town and stayed with them and taught them. They were on the wrong mountain. They were on the, like Charlie said, the wrong calendar. They were on the, I mean, come on, guys. This isn't about us separating ourselves so that we're telling everybody that they're going to burn in hell. Ha ha ha. This is about us separating ourselves so that his fragrance is within us. And if his fragrance is in us, that fragrance needs to be spread. We need to be around the unlovely. We need to be around the unforgiven. We need to be around the what. Oh, you guys need to hit the delete button.
I mean, Brenda, you need a standing desk.
I mean, come on. I'm going to stand up here. People, listen to me. Yeshua went into the crowds. He did not stay all the time away. Yes, he pulled away. Yes, he did pull away at times. And he surrounded himself with his intimates. He did do that, but he also was walking in the midst of the crowd where that woman, the only time she ever had an opportunity to grab hold of the hem of his garment was when he was walking in the crowds of unclean people. And she was able to grab his garment. So if you don't let yourself get in front of unclean people, sisters, whose garments are they going to be grabbing? They're going to be grabbing the news media garments, and they're going to be grabbing all of the other garments that are being offered from the tree of knowledge. You need to be the fragrance in the midst of your family. You need to be the light in the midst. And if you can't give up your opinion, and if you can't give up your breaches in relationships and your debating and your demand to constantly be right, you will never be able to approach the throne, and you will never be able to bring the kingdom into the world around you that he has gently, lovingly placed you in the midst of. Oh, he loves you so much, and he loves your babies. He loves them. Please be the light to him.
He loves your pagan families.
He loves your pagan families.
Stop being the pagan police.
He loves them.
He loves them.
Don't abandon them. Don't abandon them. Don't abandon the people that he has placed in your life and called you as their mother, called you as their sister, called you as their neighbor. He has chosen you. This is your mission. This is what he has called you to do. If those people are in your life, it's because he's placed them there. Be the light of the world. Be the salt of the earth. Be the light reflecting Yeshua Messiah. Be that to them. Let go of your opinions. You can debate all you want in your own brain, but leave it off of the table. That's not how you raise your kids.
That's why we don't let it happen here. That's why if you're watching on the portion right now and your comments might get deleted or something happens, why? Is that fruit? Because I don't know, in my Bible in Galatians, it says, now the deeds of the flesh are clear: sexual immorality, impurity, indecency, idolatry, witchcraft. Wait a minute. Here we go. Hostility, strife, jealousy, rage, self-ambition, dissension, factions. Oh, but we're just iron sharpening iron. Not in here. This is a discipleship group. We're not sharpening iron. Most of you are sharpening your iron to stab the other girl in the back. Right.
And you can't sharpen iron unless you're in a relationship. I'm sorry. No, you don't get to sharpen iron with people you don't know. You don't get to throw your opinions out at people and wound them and hurt them. The only way that you get to sharpen iron is if you're like this and you're like this. And if you're not like this with somebody, you don't have any business trying to sharpen their iron.
We had Tyler Rosenquist last night, and she said, if you're not willing to climb up on a cross and die for someone, then you're not willing to turn their tables over. And I'm like, or throw them under a bus.
Come on.
Wait, are we in Leviticus? This is how you live in community, ladies.
This is my favorite book. I love you all. I love you all.
We love you.
Sorry, I love you all. I love you all.
Korban shalom. Here was some sound.
Yes.
So
shalom in your home.
Yeah. So
criticism, guys. Criticism.
I want you guys to hyperlink to the prodigal son in this.
Yes.
Korbanot. Okay. This approach is what Yeshua is teaching in the prodigal son. That's your homework. I want you to go through and see it. He goes and gets a fatted calf. The reason you'll see a hyperlink that says, if you come to the altar and you have a ought, you have ought with someone. You have ought with someone. If you're angry, if there's an issue, if there's a non-shalom in this relationship, if there's a fracture, you need to go deal with that and bring them to the altar. He's not saying, oh, you still can't come. He's saying, if you're coming to the altar, don't forget that there's other things you need to maybe take care of this fracture first. And this is such a beautiful one. This approach you get to share. That's why the father, he went and said, go get the fatted calf. And he ran and got it because he was so excited because finally,
I love it.
He was going to get to come to he finally was going to get to come to that altar and bring that fatted calf, because what was lost has now been found, because there was going to be wholeness in his home. Some of us, we need to be looking for our children, our prodigal children, and some of you are just waiting when you get to get the fatted calf. Can you be excited and waiting? And every day, can you say, Father, is today the day? Is today the day that we get to eat together? Is today the day? Because I've had those days. I've had the times when my daughter was the prodigal thing. This weekend, they're showing up tonight. My husband has brisket smoking right now. The fatted calf is on the smoker.
Hallelujah.
We're gonna have dinner together. But I love it. This is
Are you smoking your brisket, ladies, for your kids?
Yeah.
In preparation for their return?
Are you telling them all the things they're doing wrong? He didn't even run out and ask. This is such a beautiful, beautiful example Yeshua gives us of this approach, of this approach protocol. He's saying, look at this father. The father didn't even say, well, he didn't wait for him to come back. And then, now explain to me what you did with everything. I need an accounting of all the money.
Right.
Tell me what's wrong. Why'd you do it?
Are you sorry? Are you sorry?
Are you sorry?
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah.
He had already given up his will. Obviously,
Yes,
he'd given up the provision. He's saying, I want to go do this. And sadly, the other brother wasn't ready.
No, but he
We
learned.
don't
He
know.
was learning. Yeah.
He was learning.
Yeah,
And
he was
getting
learning
to watch his father do it.
Yeah.
Are you teaching your children how to talk about the other brothers and sisters? How to bring dissension in your home because you're telling them how about their brother or their sister, instead of saying, oh, they're called, they're blessed and highly favored, they're the head and not the tail. Oh, you just wait and see what God's going to do. This looks like this now, but you just wait. Any day now, it's about to happen. Any day now, they're going to walk in who they're called to be. Right now, they're just learning. Are you creating the safe place at the altar for them to process, to learn, to hit this next one we're going to go to, the chatat? Are you making a safe place? We don't even have time. We have to have like 5 extra minutes, guys. We're taking time for this one.
This is the after party.
We have chatat. We're going to jump in. We can add chatat and guilt and shame and all at the same sin offering. We have this korban chatat, the unintentional sin. You guys,
chapter 4, guys. It's chapter 4.
Chapter 4. Chatat is a het, the tet, the aleph. Oh, Brenda. Does that sound like sin to you? Can you see, those of you who are taking the courses, those of you who understand a little bit of the energy of these letters, a het, a tet, an aleph. That's how you spell the word sin in Hebrew that we have translated in English. That's the root of that word, chetet. It's not you messed up. My husband and I go to the gun range. We have guns. That's who we are. Maybe you're not my friend now, but we have guns. And what happens is we'll go out, and if we get a new rifle, we'll go to the shooting range and we'll have to sight in the rifle, because when I would try to shoot it, I'm missing, and I'm not a bad shot. So if I miss it, it means that the sight is off. So my husband will show me how to do the little clicks and, get the sighting on. Now I don't have a bow and arrow. So, right, Brenda? Because this chatat, sin, translated, it's chatat. Okay, that's the word.
It's this pulling back and pointing, boom,
and it's missing the mark.
And it's missing.
It's an archery term.
Yeah, you don't get killed for missing the mark. You get instructed on how to make the mark. That's what's happening here.
You're not being sentenced to any of this to an eternity in hell because of this. And I love, if you should have Romans should be coming alive to you. Romans 3 should be coming alive to you, saying, oh gosh, we're not boasting in any of this because all of us have chatat. All of us has fallen short. All of us have chatat and fallen short, meaning we've missed the mark and our arrow went, boop.
Yeah.
We all of us have had some things happen, and whether intentionally or unintentionally, and we'll hit it again in Deuteronomy, these intentional and unintentional. But Brenda, would you tell us, would you just go over that word chatat, tet, and aleph? Give us a picture.
Okay. The het is the gateway or the covering. Okay. So think of het as the chuppah. So what happens in a chuppah? What happens in a chuppah is that you go in to make contract. You go in where both parties are not arguing. They are coming to an agreement. They're talking about, that's what the perfect covering would be, right? That you go in and you sit down and you agree upon things. It is a place of safety. It's got walls. You're safe there, right? Now the tet, the next letter, that's the letter, it's the number 9, and it's that hidden thing. It's like there's stuff that's hidden in there, and when it comes out, you don't really know what it is until it comes out, because you can't see it. And hopefully the things that come out, but sometimes the things that come out are not that great. So you have to deal with it. But remember, you're coming from a place of safety to deal with this, right? So you're covered, but you still have to deal with what is in there. And when it comes out and it gets birthed or it gets poured out, what is it? And the Aleph is, of course, the Father. The Father, he is surrounding you with this place of safety, this home, this covering, this gated area that you're in, and him, Aleph, being the leader, the one. He is Echad. He's in unity. But the tet on the inside, it can go either way. You can have good things or bad things inside of that little vessel, right? And so when they come out, that's where it's being dealt with, in a place of safety. I just want you to know that the sin, that the sin is it's this missing the mark. It's not defining who you are. It is the process of you becoming who you were meant to be. Okay. So that's what's coming out. It's being dealt with as it comes out, in a place of safety. And you know what? This is about us not walking in the Word of God. So we walk in, Charlie, we walk in only knowing what we know, and maybe having it a little bit wrong, maybe being off a little bit, but in that place of safety, that chuppah, you can be corrected in a place of safety, because remember, the Father's got you on both sides. So yeah, there's some things that we don't understand. There's things that Charlie and I taught 25 years ago that now we're like, oh God, please, 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 Father, cause all the hearts and ears and minds to forget everything that we ever taught them on that, because we were so off base. But that's the whole thing. It's like allowing the Word of God. This is when you dig in, when you let the Word of God wash over you, so that he can change you into his image and likeness, so that you can say, what is written? What is written? How is his word the truth? How do we hang on to that? What do you think, Charlie? You're muted.
Here, I'm just muted.
There you are.
Drinking. Okay, this I had to bring this up for you. I was drinking. I didn't want.
Are you drinking again?
I'm drinking.
Me too.
No. So this, I wanted to bring this up because this is Blue Letter Bible, and this is taking that first verse of 4:1, and it says, if the priest that is anointed do sin according to the sin of the people, then let him bring for his sin which he had. So look at this. Is really cool. If, what does that word look like to you? Do you see it? Messiah.
Yeah.
And it's the root of it is Messiah. If the anointed, if this anointed person, if this person, isn't it beautiful? We see that there's these are little cute little words that are in there. And you say, we know that Yeshua was our ultimate anointed one.
100%.
Ultimate Messiah. Oh wait, Messiah. He was the ultimate one that he covered the sin. He covered intentional and unintentional sin.
Exactly.
He's the one who said, that's why he's the word HaTorah become flesh. I'm going to say it 100 times because it's all the same thing. He's saying, I'm the course corrector. I'm going to show you. I came to show you how to course correct. I came to show you how to do it. I came to show you in a safe place so that you can intertwine yourself with me. In a safe place, you can bind yourself to me. That's why you can run and not be weary. That's why you can walk and not faint, because you're waiting. Remember that word is kavah. It's the twisting and combining yourself with him. When you go to a place where you can just get so tight with him, you can do all things because he gives you strength. Amen. That's why you can do these things, because there's nothing in the middle he's not allowed. The next one was the Korban Hashan, is about the guilt, the shame, any of those things. girls, this is the one that we really will struggle with, and we don't have time to do a whole lot into it. Maybe we did last year, I don't remember, but guilt and shame. Ladies, this will keep you from his presence. Father,
Yeah.
I just pray right now that you
Yes.
release these
Amen.
women from shame.
Amen. Amen.
Father, whether it was extramarital affairs, sex, things that they maybe felt like they did, things that they're shameful about, that for some reason our culture gave more shame to the woman than the man about. I pray right now that you release them from that shame, the things that have kept them from being able to walk into your presence because they felt that they weren't worthy because of the knowledge of good and evil. They felt they were naked and they were ashamed. Father, right now I speak to every woman who hears this now, later, whenever, that she's able to release that shame because your presence, Father, is calling her.
Amen.
Is calling her, and you've prepared a way through Yeshua, our Messiah.
Yes.
You've prepared a way to release all that she doesn't have to walk in shame anymore, that she can walk boldly into your presence, Father, that
She's
you don't
worthy.
see that.
Yes.
She is worthy.
Amen.
And just like you told Adam and Eve, you said, who told you you were naked? Because, Father, you don't see her as naked. Thank you, Father, that you've clothed her with your blood.
Amen.
You've clothed her with your righteousness.
Yes. She is not abandoned. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Holy, holy, holy. Ooh, Charlie, all of these, this was the picture that came to my mind this morning, was Yeshua standing before us and he's taking the blood. You know how it says through all 5 of these chapters, it's talking about the blood that the Kohen are throwing the blood onto the altar. It's like, what is that? But remember, ladies, that life is in the blood. Okay. Life is in the blood. Yeshua's blood is being thrown onto the altar. So he's saying, don't worry about it. I got this. I've got you covered. Don't worry about it. I've got you covered. He was the ultimate. And that's why we approach. So it doesn't mean that we don't approach anymore. It means that we do approach. Because that's what he's doing before the Father. He's not accusing us. He's not accusing us before the Father. He's not abandoning us. He's not shaming us. He's not telling us that we're unworthy. He's saying, I've got you covered. Come on. Come on up here, honey. Come on. Come on. Get close. Let's go. That's what he's saying to us. With all 5 of these, every single thing, everything that breaches our relationships with Adonai, every single thing that keeps us, he is standing. Yeshua, our Messiah, is standing there covered in blood, saying, the life is in the blood. This is my blood. And he's washing us and cleansing us with that blood. It's a good thing. So don't get grossed out when you see on here that the blood is being splattered on the altar. You know that you want that blood splattered on the altar. Okay.
Yeah, Brenda, when they saw that blood, they were like, wait, that blood looks just like my blood.
Exactly.
That should be me.
That should be me. Be it unto me. If I break this covenant, be it unto me, right? Remember when Abraham, when the sacrifice was made and the animals were split and the blood was there, that's when they would walk through and be throwing the blood on themselves, saying, hey, be it unto me like these animals. If I break my covenant with you, well, guess what? We've broken the covenant. And Yeshua is saying, but I didn't. I walked through that. I've got the blood. You're covered. I've got the blood. You're okay. But you have to give up your will. You have to.
Yeah.
And exchange it. What are we supposed to be doing, Charlie? We're supposed to be coming to the altar and giving him our broken and exchanging it for his perfection. Yeah. Right? What are we bringing? We're bringing our broken pieces. It's okay. We're bringing all of our broken pieces and we're laying them at the altar, and he is exchanging them for beauty. He gives us beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise instead of our heavy-heartedness and our shame. And that's what's happening. Ladies, this is a day of rejoicing. Leviticus 1-5. What? I want you to read it a little bit differently now. What do you think?
Exciting. Be blessed. I hope you're excited. Be blessed. Be blessed. Be blessed. I love I love, love how I'm seeing so much blowing up here. I see Ina
Yeah.
Gold. She's like, does this in Job, is it the same? And she looked up, and in Job, he ended up giving a korban olam. He ended up giving up his will. And then look what happened. He's saying, Father, you know what? Not my will, but yours be done. And he let all the things happen, trusting the process. Trust the story, ladies. Trust the
His
story.
Yeah.
Trust him. Trust the
I love
story.
it.
And you know what? Not just in your life. I pray that this really ignited, like, for you, you feel like, okay, I can boldly come to the throne now of grace.
Amen. Yeah, somebody just said that too. It's so
I
good.
can boldly come to the throne of grace. Oh, wait,
Yes.
those 5, because of those 5 corbanots,
Yeah.
I can now go boldly to the throne. There's nothing that's going to separate me from him, because I can boldly go because of those. I have the grace. That's the grace.
That's right.
The grace is he's going to partner with you to be able to, but you have to do your part, right?
Do
It's
your
not
part.
works. No, it's not works.
It's
But
not
faith
works.
without works is dead. So you have to be part of you wouldn't appreciate it if you didn't have to do something. So you
Skin in the game, as you say, Charlie. Skin in the game.
Some skin in the game, and we don't have to have animal skin in the game anymore. It's your skin.
Yeah, you are no longer a beast. You are walking in the spirit of the living God. It is his breath that is inside of you. So don't give in. Not today. That's what you tell your flesh. Not today, flesh.
Not today.
Not today. Today, I'm not going to get offended. Today, I am not going to be opinionated. Today, I am going to allow somebody else to say something, and I'm going to pray for them while they're saying it.
And I'm not going to have to say one up them and say, well, I don't have to. That happened to me. Yeah.
I don't have to interfere. No, not today. Not today. Not today.
Not today.
Tomorrow, you can talk about it tomorrow. But today, because it's always today, right? Today, no, not doing it.
We love you guys.
We love you.
We love you. Be blessed. Go sign up for our Purim. Go in there. It would be so fun. I can't wait to see all of you dressed up.
Join us on the Rooted Cafe, guys.
Yeah, come join us.
Come join us, please.
We need to come into our disciple, the inner chambers with us.
Yeah, we want you in the inner chambers.
Yeah,
so we can spend more time together.
We are ready for an after party, so we're going to hang out for a little bit after this and chat. So if you're over in Facebook and you're watching live, you're welcome to still come over. We're going to open mics and let everyone chat here for a little while. But we love all of you, and we'll see you next week. Hope it's your favorite. Hope you're excited.
Hope it's your favorite. Till next week.